What is up, watch friends? Welcome to another episode of Talking Timepieces with Tony. Is there a Rolex crisis going on? Is there a watch crisis going on? What's going on with the market? And oh, by the way, I'm going to maybe have to cancel the Magic Watch Ball for this week. So just didn't get any questions. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, let's roll the intro and talk about the watch market.
You're watching Timepieces with Tony. Talking Timepieces with Tony. You're watching Talking Timepieces with Tony. Yeah.
All right, so I am wearing my Cartier Santos large. Yeah, wearing it. Wore my Rolex all day today, so even though I'm going to be talking about Rolex. So I'm not going to be doing all the graphs and the percentages of the drops and all that stuff. But are we in a crisis? All right, let's talk about it. So I happen to be on Chrono 24. I know Chrono 24 is a little bit behind, and their prices are kind of all over the place. You know, it's not the end all accurate guide to pricing watches by any stretch, but it's just there to give you a sort of ballpark of what's going on. So looking at the market, the way that it's going, I'm getting emails from all the watch companies out, Crown and Caliber, Watchbox, blowout sale, $400 off, $500 off any piece, things like that. So it makes it sound like these people just want to unload these watches because something's going on, right? So maybe they're a little bit ahead of where Chrono 24 is, but I'm really here to tell you, it's like, it's not, people, it's crashing, and it's crashing. Okay. Just constantly hear it. But right now the market's it's still going down, but some watches are leveling off and some are even going up a little bit. So take my Submariner 124060, for instance. At the beginning, when I got mine in April of this year, I mean, they were up at between $17,000 and $20,000. Then they started gradually going down, and then started seeing them at about 14,000. Now you're seeing them in the mid 13s. Even now you're getting below to the 12s, the mid 12s, mid to high 12s, and still some of them are up there at like $15,000. Those are people that just probably paid too much for it on the secondary, and are trying to unload it and try to get rid of it for, still trying to get their money back. And who's going to pay $15,000 for a Submariner for the same exact reference number that you can get for 13,000 or 12, high 12s? You know what I mean? So then I looked at the GMT Master, and those were trending at a few months ago about the same time up to $30,000. Varies depending on what model, but for the same part, they're down anywhere low to mid 20s for some of those references. Just for the hell of it, I went on and looked at Patek Philippe 5711s, still trading over double retail. So they're not crashing. They're still double over retail. They're still very high. As far as the Oyster Perpetuals, some of those are coming down. You're still seeing like the turquoise, the Tiffany. Some of them are at like $40,000. No one's paying for that. You see it up there at 40 grand. No one's going to buy it at that price. You got to come down to some of the realistic prices at, I think I saw one at 20,000, something like that. But, so the thing is that, yes, it's coming down, but it's it's evening up a little bit. And, with these companies, I keep in mind, I get emails from all of the watch companies telling me about their sales and stuff. And I looked up, some of those watches last night, but and they're still well over retail. Granted, this is great for the flippers, because the flipper now, that if they buy a watch at retail, pretty much aren't going to make anything if they try to sell it on the secondary market. And besides, I've said this before, the secondary market just got flooded. Everybody was selling their Rolex. Flippers and non-flippers were selling them and selling them. Oh my God, I'm going to make some money, and getting them to these secondary markets. And now there's so many watches on the secondary market. Now, keep in mind, there's less demand than there was because of everything that's going on in the world. We have obviously the war, we got China, we got things that are going on in the world, and people are trying to hang on to their money. So therefore, It's less demand than there was, say, even just a few months ago. So people that are like saying, well, I've been waiting for 3, 4, 5 years. I mean, that might be the ADs also hanging on to what they have. And no, I don't know any of you guys personally, but when people go, well, I've waited for 5 years and my AD won't give me the time of day. Well, I hate to say it, maybe you're an asshole. Maybe they don't like you. Maybe you're not an asshole. I don't know. Again, I don't know what kind of person you are. I know I've been to my AD and I have seen full on assholes come in there yelling at the rep, another rep about getting their Rolex, or I can buy and sell. I can buy every watch in this store. I can go to jewelry store down the street and get whatever Rolex I want. Well, go ahead and do it. But that's what's happening is I've seen it, man, because I spent a lot of time in my AD. I've seen people coming in there just arrogant on the biggest pedestal you could ever imagine, and it's embarrassing. So just because someone has money doesn't mean you can get the watch unless you go to the gray market, secondary market. Buy it on the secondary market. If you buy every watch in the fucking store, then go to the secondary market and get the watch you want. Is that really? You know what I mean? If I wanted a 5711 and knew for sure I couldn't get it at the AD or a boutique, and money wasn't really an object, and I had the money, I wouldn't have a problem buying it on the secondary market because I got enough money. I don't have to worry about saving $50,000 because it doesn't matter to me. You know what I mean? So what I think is going to happen, and again, a lot of people that have commented, people that I don't know, not my regular viewers, that give me their factual opinion on what's going to happen is I always ask them, it's the same response. Cool. Where did you get your crystal ball? Because I've been looking for one. I do have a magic watch ball. In order to utilize that, I need questions from you guys. So that's, again, ask the magic watch ball and ye shall know. So, but having said that, I think because the supply and demand issue, less demand, and if Rolex are kicking up their supply by 30%, I don't foresee a huge issue with, again, finding models in the boutiques or the ADs, I'm sorry, in the display cases. They might start kind of getting back in stock. Again, I've said that the sports models may still be harder to get. The ADs are, picking and choosing who they want to sell to. They have every right to do that. I mean, Nico Leonard says, it's my $10,000 or 10,000 pounds is as good as anyone's 10,000 pounds. You got 10,000 pounds, you got 10,000 pounds. Yeah, but if you walk into an AD and you're an asshole and you say, I want this watch and I want it now and I have the money to buy it, then you get the guy that's genuinely like, man, I've always wanted this watch. This is a dream. Why would you sell it to the asshole? You know what I mean? Because the guy who's been saving and really wanting that watch, you're going to have a customer for life after that. The asshole is just demanding respect. You know what I mean? So, say what you want, but I do think that, this thing may mellow out and it's going to taper off, get back to reality of where watches should be. I don't think it's going to skyrocket. I've said that before too. But having said that, I appreciate everyone who likes, subscribes, and comments, all that stuff. Keep doing it. And, we'll catch you on the next video. All right. Take care.